one for show, one for Vader's. What was it just on that show?
Yeah, I don't know what I'll do. I just, I'm not sure yet. You said struck, right? So I'll do something around and struck.
Let's do done, please.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. It's good to see you. Get sorted here. It's stuck going. There we go. It's stuck. How you guys doing? There we go. All right, cool. Well, it's great to see everyone. Thank you for coming to the. So now you get to see how exciting sound checks are. They're not very exciting. They're just like dudes staring at their instruments, making sure everything works. But it's a very necessary part of the day to ensure a fun evening. So on that note, do you guys have any questions? Right. That's a good question. It's very like, are you a player? You record and stuff? Cool. Nice. Cool. Right on. Yeah, that's a great question. I keep it simple. Like I've been threatening to build an actual studio for years, but I don't know if there's any point in that anymore with technology. Right? So I just use I use Logic. I've used Logic for our friend Alessandro Cortini, who's been with 9 Inch Nails now for 20 years, but he turned me on to Logic a long time ago. When I used to be a Pro Tools guy, and then Logic was just so easy for, just something about it just worked. And then as far as, I use the Universal Audio. On the road I use the little Arrow thing, but at home I have just the Apollo. Yeah, Arrow's great. And then for plugins, I use the, I've got a bunch, but I always just go back to the what is it, the 1176 for compressor, LA2A, Legacy, and then I'm trying to remember what I did. Sometimes I use the 1073 preamp, I like that. But usually just the UA, like the 610. I use that a lot. And then for amps, for demos, I'm just using the Diesel BH4, and I just started using the Angle plugin as well. So left side, for the stuff I did for AB recently, left side would be the Angle, right side would be the Diesel. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. It's just easy. So cool. Good luck. Right on.
Sort of similar question, but more on the gear you're using right here. Do you have a very different setup for AV stuff than you do here? Because your tones are different. You have a little bluesier tone here. Pedals, guitar, a little different.
Yeah. For this setup, I use different amps. So I'm using, instead of the VH4 and the Herbert, the Diesel, but they're all Diesel, I use the Paul. And the guys at Diesel turned me on to these amps a long time ago. They were just like, for what you're doing in your solo thing, this would work better. And it's just more of a kind of a British sound. And yeah, I love it. And then for pedals and stuff, not dramatically different. Still using, I just use like the chicken soup pedal for some gain here and there. I use the Argo pedal for like a fuzz and tuners and whatnot, but it's pretty much the same. Yeah, just more metal on the other. Yeah.
Do you think they have a favorite show that you've ever done, or like what like your favorite venue?
Favorite show, favorite venue? Well, I mean, it was pretty special doing the Royal Albert Hall with AB. That was really special with the symphony and all. That was really orchestra. That was cool. But you know what? There was a venue in New York. It's not there anymore. That when Z and I were young, we used to love playing there. It was just this little club. It was called CBGB's. It was a punk rock club. It's a legendary punk rock club. But there's just a reason it had a sound. It just had like this vibe, and it was. Really, it was a total dive, but in a good way. And it had a vibe, so. Yeah, like the old off-ramp, exactly. Yeah, same sort of thing. It just had a cool, some magical. And push. No news, no, just everybody's, just stockpiling ideas. Yeah, nothing's been officially recorded yet. Top 5 albums. Gosh, you guys are really asking some. I gotta say, I'm gonna give it to y'all for like questions out of the gate that are making me think. I love it. Number 5. Well, I don't know. I'm not necessarily in order. I would say Jeff Buckley Grace. I would say Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. Definitely Asia by Steely Dan. And this is tough. Probably, gosh, I know I'm totally forgetting something. Probably, I'm just gonna say Highway to Hell. Yeah, it's a good record. It's a really great record.
What's your songwriting process? Like as far as lyrics, instruments, where do you start? Where do you like to end?
I start generally with the guitar part, so I'll just have a riff or a chord progression and then come up with the melody next, and then the lyric is last. But sometimes, like especially on the last Alter Bridge record, I used Logic a lot more. So I would basically find like drum grooves and then riff over the top of the drum grooves. Like Silver, that's how Silver Tongue was born. Silver Tongue was initially that riff, that was born out of it was just driven to like some riff, some drum thing that I found. And then so sometimes that one, same thing with Pawns and Kings. It was the same exact dynamic there. But generally speaking, I prefer, if I know it's a really good riff, if I'm just sitting in a hotel room and I come up with something like, oh, that feels good. And I know it'll work once you present it to the band. So that's 90% of the time, start with that. Yeah.
Two more.
Along that same lines, when you're writing songs, how do you determine whether it's going to be an 80s song, a Myles solo, or a Slash?
A lot of it's just the process, because with AB, it's like a different, well, stylistically too, because AB's one like heavier, like heavy drop tunings. But with this record, there were songs that like, what's the song called? Miss You When You're Gone. That could have been like an 80s song 15 years, like, that's like old school AB almost. I don't think it would work now, but then with Slash, he generally gives me like music beds to put my melodies and lyrics to, so it's just a different process. But with the solo stuff, it tends to be more blues-based, if I'm, so it's not more so than with Slash, because that's definitely blues-based as well, but it's just a different process. It starts different, so it's not hard to say, well, because if he sends me something and I'm not going to say, hey Slash, can I take this and use this in a solo band? I would never do that. What are you talking about? All right.
How long do you think it took you to find yourself in the music? You're going to the sound, your own voice. How long do you think that took you to find?
A long time, a really long time. Yeah. I would. Sorry. Well, yeah, that's the hard part, because you feed on, like for me, if I listen to anything I did in the 90s, or the early part of with stuff I was doing with Alter Bridge, I'm like, oh yeah, I was listening to a lot of that guy or that girl. It wasn't until, I don't know, about 10 years ago when I was like, okay, I think now I know who I am. It took a long, some people know right out of the gate who they are, That's why I love, those rare birds, like Jeff Buckley is a great example of that, where it's like, well, Jeff knew who he was immediately, like he found this thing really early, and some of us chased that, for decades. But when you find it, it's a great feeling, because you're like, oh, now I'm not mimicking, I'm just being me. That's what it's all about, just expressing yourself. So good luck on your journey. Cool. Any new ink? No. I haven't had any new tattoos, and I think the last tattoo I got the elephants probably 10 years ago. Yeah. Have any suggestions here in town though if I do get? Oh yeah? Yeah? I'm sorry? Okay. And what's it called again? Okay, cool. Right on. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it looks great. Okay, cool. Right on. Well, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you so much. I'm going to come down and we're going to do pictures. Forgive me if I do the fist bump instead of handshake. It's some hands I need for guitar playing tonight. Handshakes tend to, well, for whatever reason, I'm getting old. But thank you. It's good to see y'all. See you soon. Yeah.